realize now, while I look at it, could technically have been one question. So, so I'm gonna try and like see if we can do it as one question. That's cool. If not, we can do this two separate ones. Okay. But so essentially, the first part was what are some of the biggest challenges regarding entrepreneurship. But then I realized now that also, so something that we recently started to do for, especially for the student guide, is we did an episode about making an entrepreneur where we interviewed some Bruno entrepreneurs. We asked them like, questions and stuff like that. And one of the key things that from that event, but also from sort of discussions around like entrepreneurship, one of the key things that was mentioned was like this idea of, don't be upset with your failures because they can turn to successes.
Beautiful.
So I think so the reason why I said that is because with this question, I guess there could be a challenge that, you personally have faced regarding entrepreneurship. Yeah. But then, it seemed like a failure at the time, but you then, it then turned into a success afterwards. But yeah, so if you want to do it as one, you can.
I'll do it as two, because I actually think there are challenges that aren't necessarily failures, and failures that aren't necessarily challenges, right? Okay, so let's do it as two. Yeah. So biggest challenges, in regards to entrepreneurship. Well, if you're asking about mine, I'll say from a general level, and then I'll say mine, right? On a general level, I think some of the biggest challenges entrepreneurs are already facing is starting. Right? You could be an entrepreneur in spirit, but if you never start, you'll never know. Right? You could have the best ideas. You could have, the way to, like how we were talking about, you could have, you could have ideas to shave down time and to improve society. But entrepreneurs, for some reason, are very scared. Scared of failure, scared of judgment, scared of, looking like an idiot or whatever, even though that's part of the process. But entrepreneurs don't want to start. And I think I said this last time that we spoke, that, I listened to Reid Hoffman, and he said entrepreneurship is like jumping off a cliff and you have no parachute, but all you have is the equipment to build a plane. And you have to build the plane on the way down. And if you survive, that means you built the plane and you guys are flying off. If you don't survive, you die, right? However, again, that's a scary thought. Imagine saying, "Oh, I'm going to jump off of this cliff and I have nothing but equipment to build a plane." Why would you even want to jump off in the first place, right? However, imagine you build that plane and now you're flying off into the sun. You're flying off into the sunset, into the horizon, and those that are still on the cliff are looking at you like, "Whoa, wow, I wish I was like that person." And that's essentially what entrepreneur is today. Entrepreneurship is today. A lot of people are on the cliff waiting to jump, saying, if I jump, what if I fall? If I jump, what if I can't build the plane in time? If I jump, what if I can't, get everything right? What if I can't? What if? But what you need to know is that all you need to do is just jump. Just jump. Just jump. Go for it, right? And I don't want to sound like an inspirational speaker or anything, but it's the truth, When Dory said just keep swimming, she meant just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You need to jump and then keep plugging away. So that's a big challenge. Like, if you have an idea and you don't know where to start and figure it out as you go along. Do not, and I repeat, do not figure it out all before you do it. In my opinion, right? And that might seem backwards, but it's the truth. If you try and figure everything out, you'll never stop figuring everything out, because another question is going to come up. Oh, what about this? And what about that? And how much money am I going to need? And what are my parents going to think? If you try and figure out everything before you start, you will never ever start, right? And that's the curse of a perfectionist, I guess. But you need to jump. You need to jump and try and build a plane, and if you fall, cool, you get up, you try again. But start, entrepreneurs need to start. In terms of me, my hardest challenge, apart from, just starting, I think it's also about being strategic. I think with entrepreneurs, and me especially, I found it hard to be strategic in my thinking, because when you're an entrepreneur that doesn't have as much money as some of these guys, some of these guys and girls, and doesn't have as much resources, and doesn't have as big as network as some other people have, all you have left is your brain. All you have left is you. All you have left is what you have. So what does that mean? It means you have to learn to be strategic. It means you have to learn to move in a way that is better than other people around you, right? And if you can't, then then you might be left in the dust. So you need to figure out what entrepreneurs need to do is they need to figure out the best way to be strategic in their thinking, right? They need to figure out how can I be strategic in what I'm doing to produce the maximum results. Again, my strategic thinking with Wislore was, using scaling through short form video content. If I stayed away with just me with 5 clients, then I would never have scaled. So it's that strategic thinking element.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just want to check because it's 30 minutes on here.
Yeah, I started recording.
You started recording again?
Recording,
Oh, perfect. Oh, sick. Sick. Let's just keep going. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Zahn. That was really good. Let's go on to the next question, which is, can you name a time where a failure turned into success?
The failure. The failure aspect. Yes. So that original business where, I started and it was just, me and 5 clients per se. I could look at that as a failure, right? And I could say what I thought at the time was I'm going to be, bringing on clients and, I'm going to be getting new business every day, right? And, charging, eventually getting to the point where I'm like these consulting companies that charge £1,000 per hour, for reheated advice. Like, that's the easy life. I could just come to you and say, hey, this is the same advice I gave to that person, but, I reheat it in a way for your business. £1,000, give me that, That's money, free money, good money, right? However, I wanted it to be more than that. So what I had to do was I had to let that die, right? I had to let that thought die. I had to let that become a failure so that I could move on to the next thing.